Everyone, how's it going today? Coach here. Wanted to go over some things that I just had a discussion with my team last night and just put some things out in our private team page. I want to share some things with everyone publicly that I think would help. So, uh, staying connected to the things that keep you whole, that keep you right, that keep you in the right place physically and mentally. You know, for some people it might be just one thing, and for some people like myself, it's multiple things. And sometimes, you know, you just have things that come up, or you get caught up in other things, and you start to let one thing go, and you start to feel disconnected from that thing, whatever it is, and you're just not the same without it. You know, for instance, I had, a student say that they're trying to get back to, their spiritual side, get back into church, and they feel better when they're doing that, and they've been training jiu-jitsu a little too much. And so that's just a really good example, like trying to find that balance of having both. For me, it's everything. Like I gotta have jiu-jitsu in my life. That is, to me, church. That's a way for me, and that's what I've explained to the class last night, and that's for a lot of people. A lot of jiu-jitsu people will use that as a sense of church, to where like they go to class and they feel better afterwards, just like you would feel better after going to church. You feel fulfilled, you feel grateful, you feel a lot of things. You just got a really good workout in, a sweat, got around some good people, had some good conversations, maybe laughed a little bit after class on the mat. Got some things off your chest, off your mind, had a chance to disconnect for an hour, hour and a half from whatever you're dealing with. And, so it's a sense of church. You feel better when you walk out of church naturally, and you feel better when you walk out of jiu-jitsu class. Well, I feel like that after I run. So today's my run day. I just finished my run. I got hurt recently with like a groin injury and my knee and some other things. So I wasn't able to run for a couple weeks, which really kind of took me out of my rhythm there, out of my routine, and it just didn't feel right. And it was kind of hard to get back to it, because you're not running for a couple weeks. You just kind of get used to doing something else. So I was working out more to fulfill those days where I wasn't running. So it was a little tough to get back into it. Now I'm back in the swing of things, and I feel better. I feel better after that sweat that I just finished doing for 25, 30 minutes, depending on how long the run is. And then the workouts, my pull-ups and my dips and my squats and the stuff I do in my garage Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays. That's church for me. I feel better after that sweat. I mean, the first couple of sets, it's a little rough. I was making, jokes last night, like I'm like the Tin Man. I need to get oiled up first. I need to, the first couple sets are just a little hard, because, my joints are cracking and bones are cracking. And it's like, once I get going and get a couple sets in, then I'm good. I can get after it. But it's a little rough in the beginning. You're like, oh man, I really don't want to do this. I'm sore, I'm tired, whatever. But once that blood starts flowing, the sweat starts going, the music's pumping, whatever you got going, the motivational music, at least that I play, I feel better after that. Like I have to stay connected to that. If I don't have my workout, like there's just days where I just feel like I need to just drop down and do some push-ups or like some body weight squats. Like I'll just stop what I'm doing and crank out some push-ups or some body weight squats, because I just feel like I need to do that, out of nowhere. And so I have to stay connected to that. Without a workout, a body weight workout, without my runs, without my jiu-jitsu, without my daily walks, like I just had my walk with my dog Ace. Used to walk multiple dogs, but now it's just one. And I was sharing that with my team. Like I'm lived in this neighborhood where we have peacocks, and they just naturally just roam the neighborhood. Like they just roam everywhere, the streets and actually I got right here outside my window, they got one of the peacocks laid her eggs right here. There's like 4 or 5 eggs right here by my window, and she'll leave and then she'll come back and lay on them, and then she'll leave and come back. And through the trails, where there's a little pond around the corner, and there's ducks and turtles and storks and everything, and squirrels and running around. I have to stay connected to that. If I don't have that daily routine, that walk, like something's off, something's off. So for me, like I said, it's multiple things. The primary thing is jujitsu. Like that has to happen. Like that has to go down. If that doesn't go down, then things are really off, but I feel like sometimes people get so caught up into other things that they don't stay connected to the things that make them feel good or make them feel right. And then that's where things just start to fall apart. So whether it's church, workout, or run, a lift, jujitsu, I don't know, whatever your thing is, like don't stop doing it. That was my message to the class last night. Like it's about to be summer. The weather's getting warmer, at least here in Texas. It's going to be 90, 91, 92 today. It's only going to get hotter from here on out. There's going to be barbecues and pool parties and going to the lake, jet skis, whatever. But you still have to stay connected to the thing that keeps you in the right place. Because one of the biggest things I've seen over my years of teaching, which has been 16 years now, is when students quit, take a break from jiu-jitsu, whenever I do run into them again, it's always a look of disappointment in their face, and then you can hear it in their voice. Like, oh, coach, and I don't even say anything to these individuals. I'm just like, hey, how you doing? Like, I haven't seen you in a while, good to see you. But they want to immediately tell me why they haven't been to class, or they need to get back to it, or whatever, because they don't feel as good. They don't feel as good as they did when they were doing it. They got caught up in something else. Could have been financial, could have been whatever. And it's not the same. Actually, I just saw a comment that someone posted recently for someone that used to train with us, and they saw, because I post my team pics every day, and they saw the picture of their team that they used to train with. Like, oh, I miss it. Need to get back to it. Well, don't stop doing it. I mean, find a way to stay on track, because it keeps you in the right place. It keeps everything flowing the way it should be flowing. And if you're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, then the flow just isn't right. In order to be right and to accomplish things like you need to do, you have to just stay with it. For me, give you an example. Like when I worked at General Motors, we would always get offered overtime on a daily basis right here at the General Motors plant in Arlington on Abrams. And I would always deny it. Unless it was mandatory and I had to stay, that was one thing. But if it was like voluntary and they came up and they would ask, and they would go by seniority, and I had a pretty decent seniority at the time, and so they would come and ask me before they would ask other people, and I would always turn it down. And the teammates next to me, the coworkers next to me, they would always, man, Alvarez, bro, you're gonna turn down that money, man? It's time and a half, because everything over 8 hours was time and a half. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like I'm gone. Like I don't want to be here. Like this isn't my life. This isn't what I want to do. I base everything off 40 hours. That was the advice my dad gave me a long time ago, and I stick by that. I stuck by that. So all my bills are paid, extra money in the bank, play money, whatever money, was all within 40 hours. Anything after that was just, like savings, was extra. Well, what these guys would do is they would buy their jet skis, their boats, their cars, their jewelry, their TVs, their, whatever. And it was over 40 hours. So they had to work more than 40 hours. They had to work those 50 hours, those 60 hours. Man, some of those guys were in there 75, 80 hours a week. They had no life. And they looked horrible. Their health was horrible. They just looked bad. I didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to be like that. And they're like, man, you're just going to leave all this money on the table? And the answer was always yes. I'm leaving because I want to run. I want to work out. I want to go train jiu-jitsu. My daughter at the time, Danielle, wasn't doing jiu-jitsu really. She was like playing basketball or volleyball. Got a game to go to. Like, I don't want to be in here all day. The main thing for me was my health, though. Was my health. Like, I need to go work out. I'm gonna go run after this. I'm gonna go work out after class, after work, and then I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu. Like, I don't want to be stuck in here all day, because if I did, I just wouldn't be myself. In order to be me, I have to have all those things in my life. I gotta have healthy foods. I gotta have the runs. I gotta have the workouts, and I gotta have jiu-jitsu. Those things make me who I am. And without those things, I'm not me. I'm gonna be ornery. I'm not gonna be as cool to hang out with. I'm not gonna be fun to be around. I'm not gonna be much of a person to talk to. That's just not it, you know. And just being around my family just isn't it either. You know, I made in my post I was sharing with my team, like, my life just doesn't revolve around just my family. People leave. Like, Danielle's grown. She's out of the house. She's got a boyfriend. Like, she's not, you know, she's got her own life that she's got to live. If it revolved around her and I'm like, oh, what about my kid? Like, you know, I'm like, no, she's grown. Like, this is what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to leave the nest, leave the coop, go do your thing. That's the way we're made to be. My wife is working right now. She's at work all day long. She leaves at 7 a.m. and she don't come back till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What am I supposed to do? Just see her all day and just twiddle my thumbs until she just comes home, be like, I can't wait till she gets. No, I got stuff to do. I got things to take care of. I got things to, you know, to other things to do. My mom's working all the time. My dad's busy. You know, my sister's works. You know, my brother's in Michigan. Like, families, I love my family. They're always going to be a top priority. But it's not, it can't be just them because they've got their own lives. They're doing their own thing. So my thing is what keeps me like who I am. And I highly recommend, like, if you don't feel like where you should be, you need to get back to doing the things that made you feel good. Whatever that is. It could be painting, it could be an instrument, it could be whatever. But whatever that is, you need to be doing it because that's where it keeps your mind right and your, especially your health. I mean, I'm a big advocate to just pushing, you know, health and exercise on people because I just want people to live longer. That's the reason why. Like, I just want my family members to live longer, my friends, my students. I want them to be healthy. I want them to be strong. I want them to be the best versions of themselves. And you can't do that eating burgers and fries and, you know, big soft drinks and candy and Takis and just stuff that's just crap that isn't going to serve you any purpose. So on a daily basis, you know, so whatever that thing is or things that keeps you on track physically and mentally, like, don't take a break from it. There is no off season. There is no off season. People say, oh man, you don't ever take a break. You don't ever chill. You're always going. Yeah, man, like I'm always going. Like, I have to be. There's no off season. Like, if it's like the vitamins that I take every day. Like, I have to take, you know, the stuff that I take every day because if I don't feel as good as if I do take it. So I have to take it every day. I travel, I put stuff in a baggie, I take it with me, and I'm taking my vitamins, my greens, my, you know, whatever, you know, my turmeric and ginger, all the stuff that I take. I take a beetroot powder, coconut powder, like all this stuff because I want to be strong. I want to be healthy. I want to feel vibrant. I want to feel good. I want to be able to get after things every day. And I can't do that if I'm eating, you know, crappy, fatty, you know, foods, sugary foods that's going to make me tired, sleepy, and not really want to be, you know, moving around. So whatever that is, again, church, running, working out, jiu-jitsu, whatever that thing is that you need to have, stay with it. Like, don't let it go because it'll affect you in a way to where, like, you'll be questioning things and you're not going to be the best version of yourself. So figure out what that is, get it back in your life. You know, for all my jiu-jitsu people out there that took a break, whether you're in my academy or you're somewhere else and you catch this message, like, get back to it. Get back to being healthy. Get back to training. Get back to sweating. Get back to being social. Get back to, jiu-jitsu's problem solving. That's why I love it so much. There's always a problem to solve. It keeps my mind sharp. I'm always having to figure out things in jiu-jitsu or figure out someone else's problems in jiu-jitsu because I always ask, does anyone have any questions? I want to know what your questions are so I can answer them. And that helps me think and go down this rabbit hole of what that problem is. And then we just, fix it and stuff like that. So my mind is always staying sharp. The body has to stay sharp, So whatever that is, get back on track. Or if you're on track, just don't let it go. Like, I won't let anyone, family member or anything, come in between me and my jiu-jitsu in my workouts, in my runs, and what I eat. That stuff comes first. I'm very selfish with that because I have to be, because it's just like the analogy with, or the metaphor with when you fly. For all the people that fly out there, you put your mask on first, make sure you're able to breathe, and then you help the person next to you. Okay? They never say, hey, well, if your mom is next to you, put your mom's mask on first. Or if your child is next to you, put your child's mask on first and then put yours on first. They never say that. They say put yours on first and then put the mask on, help the people next to you. And I can't help you. I can't help my family. And I can't help my students. And I can't help anyone that needs help if I'm not right. So I have to be right first. So I have to be selfish in those things in order for me to help other people. All right, guys, get on track, stay on track. Don't fall off track. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you.